Mile High Sports, your morning minute. How are you? Nate Lundy, Shawn Drotar, TJ Carpenter. Thanks for stopping by. Full 24 hours removed now, plus from the Broncos win over the Dallas Cowboys. It'll be time to get ready for the Buffalo Bills on the road, first road game of the year. We'll talk about that later on in the week, but the most important news yesterday coming out of the mouth of Coach Vance Joseph is that Garrett Bowles is only dealing with a bone bruise, a lot better than the high ankle sprain or a broken ankle.
Right. Any of those others would have certainly kept Bowles out for a month or more, and it could have been potentially a lot more. In this case, you're probably talking about him returning after the bye, in one of the few cases where that early bye actually helps. It's normally a terrible break for the team, but in this case, it's probably a good one for Garrett Bowles, who will probably certainly miss the Buffalo game, probably miss the Raiders game after that. But then the bye week should be back for week 6. And no one will be happier to see him than Trevor Siemian.
TJ, this is going to be an interesting one because Buffalo is good at being able to slow down the run. They're good at being able to kind of plug those gaps. Now you've got the Broncos coming off of a fantastic game running the ball, including C.J. Anderson and the way that he scored out on Pro Football Focus. But now you're going to be going up against a tough defense, but also doing so where you've got to shuffle the offensive line about. This is going to be a test of this coaching staff.
I am getting ready for a very ugly game because that's Buffalo's MO. That's the only way they can win because they're an inferior team talent-wise. They've got to muck the game up. They've got to make it dirty. And I think that that's kind of the game you need to expect going in there saying, hey, there's probably going to be a lot of mistakes, a couple of turnovers. It's not going to be pretty, but as long as you get the win, a win's a win. So you got to do enough things right to get those points.
Casey Light at milehighsports.com this morning has a column referring to the idea of keeping the champagne on ice for right now when it comes to the Rockies and the potential of playing that wild card game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mathematically, I believe the last time I saw was that the Rockies have an 88% chance of getting that wild card spot. However, does Casey have a point in saying, no, don't celebrate quite yet?
Oh, yeah, until you look at a standings page and you see a little X next to them that they've clinched a playoff spot. Yeah, you bet. There's nothing for the Rockies to take for granted. They're going on the road now. They get the Giants for 2 starting tonight. Then they go back to those same Padres that they beat 2 out of 3. But these are on the road where the Rockies offense has been hit and miss. You just can't sleep on these kind of games. You end up losing 2 or 3 in a row, and all of a sudden Milwaukee's right even with you. As for the Rockies, no, they don't have to win in their last 12. Go win 9 of them or 10 of them, but you cannot slide under 500 and expect to make the playoffs.
There is an advantage to this, though, TJ, that the final 6 are at home. As opposed to back and forth road and home, it's these 6 on the road for this week and then 6 at home to wrap things up.
Yeah, and you get the Marlins who are done at home, so that's really going to help you. The Chargers, the Dodgers have checked out essentially. Like they know
they're just setting up their rotation for the playoffs.
Right. So that's you're looking at easy series wins, I think, and I think that certainly helps you. And I think the other positive thing too is that outside of anomalies like rain delays and stuff, John Gray's looked great. And Armand Marquez has looked great. And I think both of those 2 guys are going to help you win in the playoffs. So it's really good to see them pitching well right now.
Good point to piggyback on what TJ just said. As of right now, the final game of the year, if you go by rotation, would mean that Clayton Kershaw would be on the bump for the Dodgers, and we all know that's not going to be the case. He's not going to finish out the regular season. They're going to rest him and make sure that he's ready for whatever is necessary come NLDS time. So just something to keep in mind here. We'll be watching it throughout the week. Make sure you keep your eye on everything going on, milehighsports.com, as well as our show tomorrow morning. We're back with you on a Hump Day Wednesday, 7 a.m., AM 1340, FM 1047. But for now, for TJ, for Shawn, I'm Nate. We'll see you.